Have you ever suddenly turned around, certain you heard someone call your name, only to find yourself completely alone? Do you believe it's possible that with nothing more than an old wooden board we might reach across the veil separating the living from the dead? The Ouija board, often called the gateway to the spirit world, has left countless people shaken, sleepless, and haunted for the rest of their lives. But what is the truth behind it? Do spirits really reach out from beyond? Or is it all just a trick of the mind? Join me now as we open that gateway and uncover what lies on the other side. This is Whispering Enigmas, where every whisper hides a story and every story hides a secret. The Ouija board, at first glance, looks like nothing more than a flat wooden slab marked with the letters A to Z, numbers 0 to 9, and the words yes and no in solemn print. But when night falls and a single flickering candle casts dancing shadows across the room, that board becomes something else entirely. A key, a doorway, a silent invitation to whatever might be waiting beyond the veil. The players place their fingertips gently on a small wooden piece called the planchette. The warmth of living skin meeting cold wood, like a quiet signal, something ancient and unseen begins to stir. A question is whispered into the still air. Who's here with us? The candle flickers. The room seems to hold its breath. Then slowly, the planchette trembles. It begins to glide, almost imperceptibly at first, tracing arcs across the board, stopping at letters, forming words, messages no one is consciously guiding. Each slight movement feels as if a hand, unseen and ice cold, is pressing just beneath your own, sending a chill down your spine. In that moment, the line between doubt and belief, between science and the supernatural, begins to blur. Are these words simply echoes from the depths of our subconscious? Or are they whispers from the other side of the dark? The Ouija board first appeared and quickly gained popularity in the United States during the late 19th century, a time when spiritualism and the search for the afterlife had captured the public's imagination. War, disease, and personal loss left countless families grieving, yearning for one last message, one final goodbye. In that void of sorrow, the Ouija board was marketed as a beacon of hope, a simple, accessible tool that could bridge the divide between the living and the dead. All you needed was a few friends, a candle, and a question whispered with true intent. But not everyone who reached out returned untouched. Many who have used the board have described chilling experiences. Lights flickering without cause, objects fallen on their own, strange knocks echoing from empty rooms, and nightmares, long, vivid and repeating. Some believe the board does more than just communicate. They say it invites, that once you open a door for a spirit to enter, there's no guarantee you'll be able to close it again. And if that doorway remains ajar, what else might slip through from the other side? Many people still believe the Ouija board is nothing more than a psychological trick, a harmless party game, a curiosity best left in the past. But there are stories that make even the most skeptical rethink that belief. Stories that suggest once you open the door, you don't always get to decide who or what walks through. In England, a young woman joined a late-night Ouija session with friends during a stormy night. At first, it seemed like harmless fun, but afterward, she began experiencing strange, vivid dreams. Every night, she saw herself being dragged down into a pitch-black void. Icy hands gripped her ankles, pulling her into a bottomless abyss. Over time, she became depressed, unable to sleep, terrified of mirrors, and shaken by knocks on her bedroom door at midnight. Her family eventually turned to spiritual healers for help. In Malaysia, a group of students tried calling a spirit in their dorm just for fun. Minutes later, one by one, they collapsed into trance-like states. Eyes rolled back, mouths muttering in strange, unintelligible sounds. Some screamed. Others began laughing shrilly, manically, in the dead of night. The school had to bring in spiritual practitioners for 3 days of cleansing rituals. Even in Vietnam, where such practices are less publicly discussed, spirit calling sessions, known as Goi Vong, still take place in rural villages. No Ouija board is needed, just a piece of paper with letters, an overturned bowl, and a circle of trembling hands. The bowl begins to move, screeching across the surface, spelling answers no one expects. And sometimes, it doesn't stop, just because you want it to. According to scientists, the movement of the Ouija board's planchette, the small pointer that seems to glide on its own, isn't proof of ghosts or supernatural forces. Instead, they explain it through something called the ideomotor effect, an unconscious muscular response triggered by focused thought. In simple terms, when players concentrate deeply on a question, their brains may send signals to tiny muscles in the hands, causing slight movements they are not even aware of. It feels like the planchette is being moved by something unseen, but in reality, it's the players themselves, without realizing it. But that raises a chilling question. If it's all just an involuntary physical reflex, why do so many people witness answers that are eerily accurate? Why do strange events often follow these sessions? Footsteps in empty rooms, shadowy figures in the hallway, or recurring nightmares that feel all too real? Could it be that science has only scratched the surface? That beyond the neurological explanations, something else lies waiting, silent, hidden, watching. Maybe the ideomotor effect explains how the board moves, but it doesn't explain what happens after. Maybe there's still a door, slightly ajar, waiting for someone to step through it again. Believe it or not, the Ouija board has never been just a harmless game. It's like knocking on the door of an abandoned house. You don't really know who or what might be waiting on the other side. Once that doorway is opened, even for just a few minutes, you lose control over what might cross through. It could be a lost soul or something far darker. Many who've tried it just for fun have walked away different, changed in ways they couldn't explain. Some never felt alone again. Others spoke of things following them home, things they couldn't see, but always sensed. You can stop playing the game, but whatever answered you, it might not be finished with you. Have you ever taken part in a Ouija session? Felt a sudden chill brush the back of your neck? Or watched a glass slide across the table, though no one was pushing it? Share your story in the comments, because what you experienced just might be the missing piece to a much larger mystery. If you're drawn to the unknown, to eerie encounters, strange tales, and the shadows where science still stumbles, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Whispering Enigmas. Ahead of us lies a journey into sealed rooms, buried legends, and secrets too dark to speak aloud. Are you ready for the voices whispering from the dark?